Hi there, and welcome to Peacemaker Society 10-year anniversary. We are doing Sovereign Rights Held by Indigenous Power Society Founding Night event. We have a number of people that are going to be going through our workbooks, and we're just going to show the world how easy it is to fill in 3 letters to reclaim your private rights. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Alrighty, guys, whoever wants to come through first. Alrighty, hi Sam, how you doing? Are you ready to learn your sovereign rights? Found your own society? Perfect. Great. If you just want to go through to the classroom, that's perfect. Just out the black curtain there's wonderful. Thank you. Alrighty, next. Hello. Oh. Kevin?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Here's your booklet, and you're ready to learn your sovereign rights?
Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, man. Next. Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Here you go, Mike. You ready to learn your sovereign rights?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We'll join you in the classroom. Hey, Nicholas, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
You ready to learn your sovereign rights?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. We'll see you in the class. And Chris. Hi, man. How you doing?
Good.
You ready to learn your sovereign rights? Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay. We'll see you in the class. Thank you. And it begins. First of all, I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for coming. Be very excited. You guys are about to learn the most exciting stuff pretty much on the planet. It's going to make your whole life easier, from finances to relationships to you name it. Makes you get to keep all your money, which is really good. So tonight we're actually celebrating, you guys may not be aware, in addition to it being our Sovereign Rights Held by Indigenous Power Society Founding Night event, this is also actually our 10-year anniversary. It is 10 years today since I got together in a room full of people and friends and stuff, and that we actually did what you guys are doing tonight, where we sat down and signed stuff, and it seemed cool, but we had no idea where it was going to go. I'll be very honest, when we started this, I didn't know if we were going to make it 6 months or 2 years, how the legal system would respond. I didn't understand any of that. But it's turned out really, really well. We've interacted with all levels of the legal system. They've recognized everything that we've done, both in court in front of judges, as well as food programs that we've run. Social assistance gives extra money. There's really nothing left to prove with it. So now it's last few years, I just kind of redeveloped my own life a little bit and met a great woman and stuff. And now the job's just really to teach other people. There's really nothing left to prove in our journey. Now it's just putting it in everyone else's mind so they understand what it is. So the first thing I'm just going to do is just introduce what are sovereign rights. So everyone's heard from birth you have unalienable rights. We all hear that all the time in school, but no one really defines it. How that works is you in the universe, whatever that means to you, I just call the universe infinite intelligence, nature, whatever. If you're with a religion or anything, that's fine too. But you in the universe, whatever that means to you, put your living soul in your flesh and blood body, the animal you occupy. So in law, that makes you a nation unto yourself. So within that, if a barber cuts one hair on your head without your permission, that is assault. Those are also your birthrights. So as an equal under birthrights, unalienable rights, sovereign rights held by Indigenous power, they all mean the same thing, but an equal cannot give an order to another equal. You have to make offers. And how you make offers, it's a 3-letter process. It's notice of understanding and intent and claim of right. Those are the letters 1 and 2, and then the 3rd letter is the actual claim of right. And that's how you cure rights between equals, and we're going to get into how that actually works going forward. So the reason we call it sovereign rights held by Indigenous power is because if you were born on Earth, you're Indigenous to Earth. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, whatever your ethnicity is, whatever background you come from, your birthrights are your Indigenous rights. Those are your unalienable rights. Another misconception is everyone thinks legality is law. It is not. Legality is corporate rules given force of law if you consent in a valid contract. Natural law and common law are the actual law, and that's where you have the right to define your own standards within that. And the only law there is you cannot cause harm to the life, liberty, property, or rights of anyone else, and no fraud in contract. That is the only actual law on the planet. Every other derivative of law derives its authority from natural law, common law, and that one principle. Now, let's say we wanted to open up a bungee jumping society where no one has a bungee cord, right, and jump out of a plane. If you wanted to do that, you could, but everyone would have to have full knowledge and disclosure, and probably not what you want to do. So before I start jumping way ahead of myself here, do you guys understand basically just where rights come from within yourself based on what I explained? Do you have any question about that? so far? No? And if you have more later, that's okay. You can jot them down. We'll get to it. So what we're doing right now, this is, I'm going to show you a 2-minute commercial that we did before. We have an online university that actually goes through the training for this. So I'm doing it with you guys tonight, but you guys will have access to that. It's allrightsreserveduniversity.org. It just has more paperwork, more process, more stuff in it for you guys. And this is the All Rights Reserved reality TV show, which is kind of the first step to us starting to do these nights with you guys. So I'm just going to let you guys actually check that out.
Well, we need our lives to change.
My name is Marcel of the Family Bassett, and I will be your host for the All Rights Reserved reality TV show / documentary. So what we're doing is we're having a group of people go through our online university course. It's allrightsreserveduniversity.org. Be very excited and get ready for an amazing journey to learn your unincorporated rights. So we're going to go ahead, I'm just going to kind of go through the manual that you guys were given. I'm going to go through that with you guys. And all I really want to say about this event is what you guys are learning is really the story of history and time. By what you guys are participating in, you're pretty much rubbing shoulders. 1 second, sorry guys. Is you guys are really becoming a part of history. I don't know about you guys, but when I was a teenager growing up, the way school made everything seem, it seemed like all the big battles were won. And I have 3 websites up here, and we have autoplay videos, so it's just trying to autoplay. Yeah, so basically with what you guys are doing, you're really getting to actually participate in history. The thing about sovereign rights, unincorporated rights, when I started studying it, I was really surprised that it's not whack jobs that in history have told us about this stuff. It's presidents, Woodrow Wilson, you have JFK, you have Martin Luther King, you have all these people who came with the solution and a vision for what things can be besides people being owned through citizenship. And I guess that's one thing I'll touch on very quickly too, for people that may not be aware who are watching, and you guys as well. You guys may know this already though, but legal ID turns you into a corporation. It actually strips you of rights. People are actually owned under their birth certificate for about $8 million. It's the 1985 Canadian Ownership, Control and Determination Act that references that. All nation states with birth certificates operate under the same scheme. So if you're somewhere other than Canada, for those people watching, if you have a birth certificate, it's the same thing. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to go through the manual here page by page with you guys. I am actually going to be reading off of it, so sorry if I'm looking down a little bit. But this is basically Peacemaker Study is giving a Free Yourself from Corporate Slavery lecture. We're doing it at Creative Manitoba here. You guys were given tickets to attend and learn how to end your corporate slavery today, learn to reclaim ownership of your rights and all registered property. That's your car, your house, your kids, as registration equals slavery. As an equal, you record title. Anything you register, submit, or apply for, you're begging and you're diminishing your title in that agreement, basically, because an equal wouldn't beg, right? So you record title or notice between equals, and that's that 3-letter process, which is what due process is, but we're going to get into that more as we go. So by founding your own societies, you're actually becoming the voluntary association tax-free economy that the world's been waiting for. The process you're learning is correct to corporate law, common law, and natural law, but you actually get to stand under your own principles or community values. It makes you your own self-governing society or entity. You don't have to join us. You're just basically using this program to set up your own society, and we're doing it because that messes up slavery. If we have a whole bunch of people out there that understand private rights and how to bill agents if they violate them and not fund the corporate system financially, it makes it that they can't really win anymore. Just meaning a corporation, their whole goal is profit. With what you're going to learn here tonight, if they're processing you, they don't make money off you anymore. If they're giving you a ticket, you don't have to pay it anymore. All of that, and we're just going to go through all of that. I know it sounds fantastic, but we'll get into how that works. So some of the key corporate slavery terms which steal your freedom daily: birth certificates, obviously, they abandon ownership of your child to the corporate slavery, chattel property of the corporate state. Registration actually means that you're signing over the title of property to Canada Incorporated. It's actually the registrar. When you register anything, you're signing it over to the registrar, and then they're technically, it's called hypothecate. They hold title, but you don't actually give up title, but they can claim it at any point while you're using it, basically. And then we have Clearfield Doctrine case law, just that no corporation can be a government by definition. Canada Incorporated since 1933 has been bankrupt, and they're listed on sec.gov. If you want to look up Canada Inc., sec.gov. And we have a copy. Security and Exchange Commission, yes, exactly, because they're trading security interests internationally. Your birth certificate, all the paperwork you sign is a security interest. And that's why they're actually committing securities fraud, which is a pretty, not a small crime. And then we mentioned some of the, we've been in the Uniter, the Winnipeg Free Press. We've been supported by the University of Winnipeg Student Association, Royal Winnipeg Ballet, Canadian Action Party, University of Winnipeg, Canadian Communication Relief Project, Manitoba Museum of Man and Nature, Sobeys, Winnipeg Cop Watch, North End Action Group, a lot of different truth movements, Province of Manitoba Social Assistance, as well as by Judge Corn and the law courts, and there's more, but I'll stop there for now. And basically at this point, I am a worldwide recognized expert on lawful rights within your own self-governing society for about a decade now to combat the harm corporate slavery does to all. Myself, Marcel the Family Bessette, I am a founding member signatory to Pacemaker Society, and I have coached many world leaders on the topic, basically offering it to the public for you guys, it's absolutely nothing. You guys are all wonderful people, so I just wanted to invite you to explain and enjoy. And that's pretty much that. We have been published as well. And what we're teaching is open to everyone worldwide. I do have my own principles and standards, but I believe in everyone having the access to their own freedom. So even if anyone were ever outside of what my community standards are, I'll teach anyone how this works, just because everyone deserves to know how their rights work, right? So I'm just putting that out there because you guys may find some of the things I do a little controversial from time to time. One thing I'll mention with that, I mentioned it to you, Nicholas, the movie Swing Kids. There's a guy in there who's a musician. He has a disability. Nazis were beating him up and threatening to kill him and stuff. And there's one scene in the movie where he's playing for a whole restaurant full of people. He's playing guitar. I believe it's guitar, it might be cello. But anyway, he's playing, and there's some German soldiers, some Nazis, who had asked him to play some German music, and he freaked out. And the guys were like, well, what's your problem? We were listening to your music, but we want to listen to what we want to listen to too. And he just told everyone in the restaurant in this big dramatic scene that really hit my heart. He just said, everything you do that makes slavery's job easier, you're helping them. So I've taken that kind of to a work extreme. I do it all lawfully, but anytime I'm around police or anyone in the system who actively enforces against the public, I'm extremely rude to them. I call them names. I threaten we're going to bill them, lien them, make it they can't work anymore. And some people may think that's a little out there, and I'm not saying you guys have to do any of that by any means, but the people who want to learn freedom and are helping make the world better, those are the people I'm nice to and I invest my energy in. People who are staying with the paycheck, taking people's rights, working for the system for a paycheck, and they don't care, those are the people I'm mean to. And I only mention that because at some point, all of you will probably be offended by me a little bit, but just remember, I'm just doing it to make a point. That's not who I am day to day, and anyone I meet day to day, I'll be nice to if you're nice to me. So, okay. So on the back of the flyer there, or the cover, just talks about what this is. So all rights reserved, university.org. Our graduates get jobs in their own empire, guaranteed. Basically, by doing what you guys are doing tonight, you're becoming a competent heir. You can reference competent heir claiming dominion, 1925 Administration of Estates Act. It just says that a competent heir, which is just someone who understands their own unincorporated rights, can claim dominion over anything held in a bankrupt trust, and Canada's a bankrupt trust. So that's why once you do this, you can reclaim title to things, even if they're in that trust. And then you also get your own society and private trust. This process certifies anyone competent and gives you the ability to access the unincorporated economy. This is how you create generational wealth. So that's where we're just training good people, and the rest is just kind of a little bit of a pitch. To anyone watching, if you want to participate, 204-698-2684, give us a call. Okay. That's for the other people. You guys are already here, so don't worry about that. So now what we're going to need to do, we are going to go through the rest of the manual, but the first thing we need to do before we can do that, this is where you guys get involved now. You have papers beside you. I just want you to brainstorm for the next 5 minutes or so on different names you want to call your society. We're going to be using it for tonight. If you want to change that down the road, you can. If tomorrow you realize you want something else, it can always be adjusted, and you can always open more societies if you want. There's not a limit. But for right now, I'll just pause for a few minutes, and if you guys just want to sit down and brainstorm, if you need help or guidance, just ask me, but we'll just stop for a few minutes and let you guys go ahead and do that, and then we'll pick it back up once you guys have your names. And then once you have your name, we're going to use the computer at the back just to search the domain to make sure it's available for you guys. And that's it. And then the only thing is whatever name you pick should end society.org. So if the I Love Trees Society.org, I Love Kids Society.org, Fight the Man Society.org, Heal the Planet, whatever floats your boat. So, okay, and I'll stop there.